Today is Monday, October 19th, 2020. This is the Kubernetes CSI implementation meeting. So our usual agenda is to go over our release statuses. First up is 119, I believe. So we're wrapping up some documentation things for the health monitor and snapshot stuff. Xing, do you have an update on this?
Oh, sorry, I haven't got a chance to update that. I will get to it. But there is actually a PR also submitted by Karthik. So he's also doing some update. So I will coordinate with him on the document.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Let's see. The next thing was the patch releases for metrics process start time. That is almost done. The last thing that's remaining is to actually publish the images. So I'm going to send out a PR shortly to publish new images to Kate's GCRIO. The problem is we also did patch releases for the set of sidecars one release before this one, and that one was still using Quay or Travis and Quay, and it's not using this new cloud build stuff. So I was thinking I was gonna do the thing where I just copy images from Quay over to the GCRIO. But when I was doing that, it turns out we already disabled pushing images to Quay. So we're no longer building images to Quay anymore. And when I tried to re-enable it on Travis, I wasn't able to for some reason. So that's interesting. I'm not sure. Yeah, I need to dig into why re-enabling Travis is not working anymore. The other thing I was considering was we backport all of the cloud build stuff and re-tag things if we really need to, but I didn't want to do that yet. So I was going to investigate this Quay stuff a little more, but that might take some more time. That's that. And then Patrick has a PR out to fix our CI for 119 and master stuff. I'll take a look at that. And then Xing, you have a PR out to update the snapshot controller?
Isn't that already merged? I thought you merged
Oh,
it,
okay.
right?
It's merged, and then we need to update all our sidecar repos to pick up the change. That's the last piece.
Sidecar repo.
The host path driver repo and
okay.
actually maybe it's just the host path driver repo.
Oh, you mean the basically the pick up the release tools from them.
Yeah.
That's the change you mean. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But this one, I think we are still using like 3.0.0. It doesn't matter, I guess. This one is okay. Yeah, snapshot controller. That bug is for the sidecar, right? So this one is maybe okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll just have to update the host path driver repo so that the tests will start using it.
Okay.
I think that's the last thing. And then in terms of the actual images, I think Jing is still investigating the CSI proxy image issue. It seems to be a permissions issue or something with the job. So I think she's working with Testin for people to figure that out. So that's it on 119. Moving on to 120. Let's see, we have a couple PRs out that are ready to review. I believe Ronick pushed a new change for this recently. I haven't had a chance to take a look. Yeah, it looks like there's a new change out. So I'll go ahead and take a look at this sometime in the next couple days. There is this issue which is trying to fix the race between node unstage and delete volume in the PVC protection controller. I'm not sure if there's been any new discussion on this. Nope. This was something I had, I guess, Hamad, would you have time to look at this? Because I know you had thoughts around this area.
Yeah, I had a look on Thursday. I'll take a look again today actually, and I didn't finish my review on Thursday, so I'll take a look today.
Okay. Yeah, I think one of the concerns that maybe came up is that this is adding a new dependency on the node status object, which means that we might increase the chance of like PVCs not being able to be deleted if the node is unhealthy or something like that. So there's the potential concern there.
Okay, yeah, that's fair, and I think yeah, that I'll take a look today. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Next up is the save volume directory cleanup.
Yeah, so this looks somewhat similar to another issue about calling OS remove all when save volume data fails.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think it's related.
Okay.
Or if things are mounted, and this change is trying to make it so that it removes that. I think looks like Jing has some updates here. Okay, Jing has some updates on this one. I can go ahead and try to follow up on that. Next is also sort of related to mount point checks. I think Andy has this change out in the mounter path. I think Jan, you had taken a look at this. Did you have any concerns?
Yes, it changes semantics of resize. If right now, if stage ends up with a failure, but it mounts the volume, so there is a mount point, then I think with this pull request, resize will be called a different point, which should be okay in my opinion, but I asked amount for opinions. Is that all that was there? Yeah, nothing new.
Yeah, this is one more PR. I was going to take a look. So,
but in general, it looks okay.
Okay, and the fact that you see, so you pointed out this thing here that now you see node stage being called for every pod instead of just for the first one.
No. Well, yeah. If Andy fixes just this thing, small thing, then it will be fixed. So Andy needs to fix the PR, but that's just a detail.
Oh, you're saying this is a thing that he can fix,
Yep.
this behavior.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so I guess maybe for next steps, Haman, if you can take a look at this expand thing and we can conclude on that, and then we can ping Andy and ask him to make the changes necessary.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to features. We have volume permission handling.
Yeah, so I created issues for everything, like all of the FS group work, and I think if any item, like if Matthew and Saket can assign it themselves today or tomorrow, and then anything is left, I'm happy to help out actually. So
Okay.
like,
So looks like, so you said these two issues, Christian
the,
is going to look at,
yeah, the bottom two, they're
and
related to.
okay, the SE Linux stuff is you or Jan going to look at this?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. And then, so it's just these here, these first 4 ones that have issues open that we need to look at.
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess defaulting, we can't really do anything there. Is that right?
Yeah, maybe we have to update the comment in that case to say that the default is right now it is nil, and the nil behavior is what it is the default. So because the comment doc is not quite accurate in that case. So
Okay.
Zing has left a comment. Maybe we can just have 2 values, like we can just have nil and another value rather than having it as an enum. I don't know if.
I mean, in general, we try to use enums instead of booleans.
Yeah, yeah. So I think the key thing is just, I think if you're going to default to nil for the pod spec, then we should just update the comment that, okay, the default is nil and this is the nil behavior is how it is. That's it.
Okay. All right. I think, let's see, I think Matt is out for the first half of this week, but I'll try to check with him later. But I think he was definitely on board for the metrics. He was looking at that already, I think, and then I'll sync up with him on the E2E as well.
A Psychic was interested. He was pinging us about the E2E, so I think we need a E2E for like various policy bits and see. Yeah, so.
Okay. All right. I'll sync up with both of them on this. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next is snapshots.
So we'll be meet with the team to go over the API side changes and then for all the other like the metric support. So Grant has started working on that. I need to check with him and see how he's going. And then we have a few E2E tests. So I'm going to talk with Ronak today, and then he's going to get started with that. And then, so I think we actually now we pretty much have an owner for every test except for the validation webhook E2 test. So we got someone sign up for the secrets test. He pinned me after I brought it up in last 6-Roach meeting. So I'll check with him and see how he's doing. And so Chris from your team is looking at the stress test, right? So he's still okay with that?
Yeah, let me sync up with him. I think he was focusing this week on something else, but yeah, I'll sync up with him on this.
Okay. Yeah, because I think it's November 12th, right? It's that's the merge timeline.
Yep,
Yeah, okay.
coming soon.
I know. Yeah, so that's it.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you for the update. Is Ben here? Okay, we'll skip over data populators. Next is expansion.
Yeah, so expansion we don't have. I'm just working the. Sorry, KK is volunteered to take a look at the volume PVC being deleted. I'll ping him and check with him. Saad asked me to refactor the read write many PR that didn't merge in 119, so I'll do that. And then I think this week I'll try to schedule a call about like I don't know, Wednesday, I think, about the recovery from resize failure and then the 2 items. So, but we don't have any other big changes planned in 120.
Okay. Do we want to track the restore from snapshot and expansion thing here too?
Maybe, yeah. So that is we are pushing that to driver. Jan told me the discussion in the spec CSI meeting. So then it becomes like each driver has to do their own thing, but maybe we can centralize the function that gets called, because Jan was saying that that's painful, each driver doing its own thing.
Yeah.
So okay, well, let's track that issue in here.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
And so like for GCE and all, like who will be implementing that, or do you want like someone from our side to implement that? Because Ayan is implementing, I think, EBS driver changes for that.
You can.
I'm just doing proof of concept, so we can discuss if it is the right thing to do, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Once we decide it's the right thing to do, then we can open up issues in all of the repos, and then we can figure out who's going to implement it.
Awesome. Okay.
How are you
All
going
right.
to open issues in all the repos? I mean, this like for every driver, you can open one in
Well,
These ones we know about.
You don't even know where they are. Some of those, like, right, we're not even sure.
So yeah. So this might be something worth like once we actually decide, we can send out an announcement in the CSI announcements list, so that we can tell all the drivers, hey, if you want this use case to work, this is what you need to do.
So the wording of the spec has to be updated anyways, right? That if user is restoring to a bigger size, then the driver must do this implicitly on node stage or node publish.
No,
So
do
I
we
feel like,
also need to make a change in the provision to check the capability if the driver doesn't support the node expansion, something? Do you want to do anything there? But I forgot what was this issue.
the final decision is to let the driver handle the file system expansion on the node,
Okay, so whether to return success or failure, the driver decide, basically. Leave to the driver, basically. That's the.
Yeah, but I guess we are not explicitly going to call node expand. Is that right?
Yeah.
Like the driver's going to do it as part of node publish or stage.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so basically then we don't change our provision.
But
okay.
Yeah. But the wording changes is required in spec anyways, right? Did we decide on that one on the community sync?
I think we decided let's figure out if this proposal will work, and then if it does, we'll figure out if we need to change anything.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you very much. Next up, we have volume health.
Yeah, so there is a PR out for implementing only house in the host path driver. But I think it's right now it's marked as a work in progress. Need to do some testing. So after that, I'll take a look. Yeah, so that's it. So basically waiting for that one before we can add in some E2 tests based on the host path driver. And then I also added some note in that issue saying that we can also look at how to use this mock driver to do E2 test. So I think the person who signed up for the E2 test set is going to take a look. I haven't heard anything yet. And we
Okay.
should check. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Zing, is there a place where some of the there are no meetings being done for volume with
Yeah. I should set up something for this.
No,
Yeah.
no,
This
it's
is for
fine.
yeah, because Ben also mentioned something. They have some use. Probably should start talking about like use cases. What do we want to do?
Yeah.
Feature. Okay.
What you don't want to do with the what to do with this information, like the
Mhm.
events.
Yeah, right now it's just events. Yeah, right now it's really not programmatic. So,
Okay.
but ideally, if we can all agree, how are we going to, make any corrections? What are, if there is something that we can do in the controller to correct something if something happens, right? And then at that time we can say, oh, maybe we should add this into the status field of the PVC instead of on the events. But then we need to decide what that is. So yeah, okay, so probably, yeah, maybe next week, I'll see, try to start having a meeting to start talking about this.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll skip over these items that Patrick's working on. And then let's see, we have a couple things in our to-dos. I think Patrick has been doing some scale testing on the provisioner, has found a couple of interesting issues. I guess for them, we'll have to figure out if it's actually the intended behavior. But I think, Jan, you had some ideas on how we can increase the scalability of PV controller.
Like the major issue that I found was throttling in the PV controller. The whole control manager got throttled.
Mm-hmm.
And
so that would just be like increasing the burst and QPS of the whole Cube controller manager?
Yeah, if I disabled that, then, or bumped it to insane numbers, I got to 200 PVs per second, which is not that bad.
That's pretty good. I think we were looking at a potential target of like 10 PVCs per second.
No.
So
like the QPS was the major issue. So now that we hit the rate limiting, we could reduce number of API calls. Like Patrick suggested, the external provisioner could create a PV with all the annotations and everything. But I don't think it's a good thing to leak the details of PV controller and its annotations into the external provisioner.
are there these are annotations on the PV?
I think so. There was one annotation. I think the PV controller puts bound by controller annotation on the PV, and then it saves status. I think we could save the annotation in the external provisioner. And also the, how it's called, the protection thing, the protection finalizer. If it is
I
already
thought
there
that
from
was admission controller already handles that one.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, you're right. That's admission. Okay, never mind. So we could save one transaction out of 4, which is, I don't know, it's not worth the effort, in my opinion.
Every little bit might help.
I think we also had CSI annotation. In the PV
Not in
controller.
the PV. It's in PVC,
Ah,
I think.
Okay, but you're saying that if we just override the QPS on the Q controller manager, we don't see these issues.
Yes, it worked for me. It would be nice if Patrick could confirm.
Okay, sounds good. We'll sync up with Patrick when he gets back. The other sort of major theme going around is trying to improve the attach controller. I think there's a various different issues going on related to attach. I think one is related to dangling volumes in that race. Jay from my team is planning to look at that and fix that race, at least for CSI, by using the CSI volume attachment object. There's also a problem where currently volume attachment objects are not added back into the actual state after a restart. So I think Jay, is going to handle both of those issues. And then I think the other issue I think that Xing and Hamat you were interested in was the cleanup of volume attachment when a node is deleted. Is that something that one of you would be interested in sort of investigating?
I probably won't have time to look at that immediately, but yeah, I'm interested, but just won't be able to look into that. I got pinned. I think we run into see this problem internally as well.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I want to investigate like how the behavior is for different drivers, and then I'll see like
Okay.
how badly it affects the workloads.
Okay, sounds good. At least for sure that we're committing to in 120, we're gonna fix this dangling volume race and this garbage collection issue. I think we're definitely gonna target those for 120. The other issues, I guess, if someone else has time to look into, that'd be great. I think there's also this cleanup issue where we should convert the watch mechanism that the CSI attach implementation is using and use the shared informer instead. I think
Is there any drawback with watch?
I feel like we may have identified some possible race, because
watch
right now the CSI, because there's one part of the CSI implementation that's using informers, but then another part that's using watch.
Oh,
so
okay.
there might have been a possible race there, but I'm not sure if the race actually showed up like in a real issue or if it was just like a unit test problem.
Okay.
Because I think this issue came up when we were trying to fix the unit tests and we realized the unit tests are all broken. So
okay.
yeah,
because I was just wondering,
like
because we use the watch in many places. I just don't know if there was any drawback using this in compared to the informer.
Oh, I guess Jonathan here pointed out that actually there might be a scalability issue.
Okay.
Because we create a watch per volume attachment object. And that might not be as scalable as using informers.
Okay.
So possible issue. But I don't think it's actually been confirmed in real usage.
I see.
All right. Whoops, what happened? Okay, so that's all that I think we're tracking for 120. Any other topics? All right, then we will end for today. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.